you want to attend the next ARG regional event? Make sure you pre-register online at dragonballsuper-regionals.com. The next event is scheduled for the weekend of February 24th and 25th in beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina. Can't do a regional event? Don't forget about the ARG State Championships in your area. Visit argcircuitseries.com for a list of locations by state where you can battle for the title of champion on February 17th or 18th. Participants will be playing for 7 exclusive top 8 cloth playmats, 1 exclusive champion cloth playmat, 1 round bye to ARG Circuit Summer Invitational, and much more. If you want to really test your skills, head to Pro Play Games in Miami, Florida, home to 3 regional champions and an additional prizing of up to $1,000. Or find your way to the Comic Vault in Altoona, Pennsylvania to face off against KitchenTableMeta pro players. If you can't make it to one of these events, don't forget to visit argcircuitseries.com to find a list of stores holding ARG state championships near you.
All right, guys, we are back for top 4. Actually got it right this time, didn't say round 4. Top 4 of the ARG Presents Dragon Ball Super Regional event here at beautiful Indianapolis. Love this place. I talk about it every time, but I can't express it enough. Love this venue. Love this place. It's where we always come every year for Gen Con. It's just great memories, great venue. Now we have Chris Abella on the left playing Soul Striker Goku, member of the Pro Play Games team. Super fantastic player, great guy. Actually, my only loss in Swiss when I played at Richmond, fantastic Soul Striker Goku player. Actually learned a lot about the mirror match playing against him. Very good. Now, I'm not sure if he's running the same type of Soul Striker Goku match that he ran in Richmond, but that version was very Bulma based. So he used Bulma to get triple strike Trunks. He also gets Light of Hope Trunks in order to buff up his Goku, which was very frustrating actually. Now on the right we have Aaron Tarbell playing Blue Red Trunks, fantastic player, and another one of our Pokemon players who stopped by. So making top 8 coming from Pokemon, just a great player. Not sure why my life is messed up here. It's saying it's like stuck at. Oh, I see. I see what happened. Somehow this got moved. Okay, we're fixing it. Actually, I think if I just delete this, actually. All right, missing the action, but I'm making sure I have the life totals correct. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Well, actually, as it turns out, the reason why I was set at 7 was because the Fates knew that he was going to 7. Anyway, Aaron Tarbell playing Blue Red Trunks. I actually feel like it's a super underrepresented deck. I love Blue Red Trunks. Actually going to brew with it quite a bit when I get back home, when I start streaming again this week, and start really playing around with that deck. I think it's very powerful, very explosive, and it's really hard for a lot of players to deal with it. It gets a lot of help with the overwhelm cards. It's just a super efficient deck. Again, Aaron Tarbell coming from Pokemon, another one of our Pokemon players this week. I think we had 4 or 5 of them. One of them being apparently the top-ranked Pokemon player in the world, people keep telling me. So just fantastic that we're getting all these big names for these other games coming in. It's just a good sign for our game, and a really good sign for these ARG events and just how well they're ran and how much they bring people into the event. Just absolutely fantastic. So, Chris, going to 6 life off of the combo attack, passing turn, Aaron passing turn, then Chris is going to be playing this another 1-drop. We see Light of Hope Trunks in the energy of Chris, so this makes me think he's playing a similar version to what he played at Richmond, which is fantastic. The deck was really good. I feel like it was a little weak in the mirror, but I think other than that, it was a pretty strong deck. And as it turns out, he's not playing the mirror; he's playing Trunks. So we'll see how this matchup goes. Now, it doesn't have access to a lot of blockers, so Aaron might be able to kind of come in here and snatch at least game 1 away. But I'm sure Chris has some answers in the sideboard though. All right, Aaron playing out Mass Saiyan as his second energy. Very interesting. Coming in for 10,000 into the leader. Have the chance to knock Chris to 5 here. Going to double strike. Drawing a card from that. So 20,000 double strike. See if Chris's snap takes this and goes to 4. Chris deciding what he wants to do. Going to 4 this early in the game can be scary. He's going to take it. Actually go to 3. My bad, guys. Sorry, I didn't see that last energy, that last life hiding behind the overlay there. Started talking about Gen Con. Start missing plays. All right, so 3 life already. Here comes Cyber Patrol Trunks. Look at top 2. See what he tries. Every time I can't see his hand, I always try to look. Like I'm always like trying to look around the monitor. But as it turns out, no matter which way you look at it, still can't see him. I'm not sure what card he took from there, but still powerful. Chris gonna awaken already. Draw 2 cards. I just love this Trunks deck. It's so much fun to watch. Still think Vegito Saves the Day is still such a powerful card that this deck isn't utilizing. Other than that, the deck is actually pretty cool. He's going to use Boo to stop it. Aaron moving that Trunks to the warp, pass and turn. Still 3-7 right now. Chris Abella obviously with tons of cards in hand. That doesn't mean a whole lot though if you can't survive the onslaught of Trunks coming at you. So there's that full power energy. This does look like it's a very similar version of the deck that we played against that Richmond. Again, very powerful deck, very consistent version of Goku, but I feel like it's missing, sorry, some of the important aspects that you kind of expect in the mirror match, and it also maybe even gets this aggro deck.
Dragon Ball Super 1K players,
I don't believe he was running Jocko's main board. I actually don't think they were running Jocko's at all. No negates, I believe, as well, so this really can just... Okay, here comes the Boo. Draw a card. There's a Jocko by Aaron. A powerful card, but not that great in this matchup. Soul Striker doesn't normally combo a lot of cards. Normally what they do is they'll just grind you out with, they'll attack you with big cards over and over and cause you to have to combo. So 10,000 to 15,000 here. Aaron's going to combo with Goten, killing the Goku. Go up to 15,000 drawing cards. That's free. Again, putting free pressure on Chris here. And Chris is just going to use Boo to stop it. See if Aaron decides to get anything else on the board. No, he's just going to pass. Again, already has Chris at 3 life. That can be scary. If he goes to 2, he can die. If he goes to 2 life, he could die very quickly with Champas and Mass Saiyans. There's a lot of double striking threats in this deck. So here's a Trux of Chris's own coming down. Chris decided to put, looks like 1 card in hand and 1 card on top. Playing Boo to looks like draw the card he put on top. Let's see if Chris decides. See if Chris decides to attack with leader here. It's very tough, but I think you almost always want to attack with leader whenever you're awakened. It's something that me and the team talk about quite often. I'm still not sure what the right answer is. Something I want to have to test a lot more, but it seems like if you attack with a leader, you're giving your opponent a card, but you're also gaining a card, so you're going even. I think that's always kind of the goal in this game, is to try to, if you don't +1, at least go even with your opponent. I feel like that's what you do.
Dragon Ball Super 1K players, you have 30 minutes in your round. You may begin.
All right, Aaron drawing a card for a turn. Gets another Champa, a powerful card right now. Looks like Aaron actually might be at 5 life. Can't see that last card off frame, but we'll see here in a second. Aaron, take a look at his hand. Has access to Mass Saiyan, which is pretty powerful right now. Choosing to put the double strike card in his discard, his energy, for that second red to play out Gohan, a powerful card. Which makes sense. Double striking off of your card doesn't make a whole lot of sense right now. You don't really want to knock your opponent from 3 to 1. It's kind of awkward. Kind of give your opponent an extra card. Let's see if Aaron decides to combo with Trunks here. Okay, now Aaron's attacking with his leader. Chris is here. We might see Trunks come down here. Yep, there it is. Going to ready a red. Go up to 15k. Draws results. Beautiful draw right here. This will allow him to awaken next turn. And Chris is going to have to put some pressure on. This is actually an awesome turn for Aaron, because what's going to happen here is Chris is going to want to kill this Gohan, not Trunks. Like, he's not going to want to attack Trunks, so he's going to attack Goku into Gohan here. And then that might save Aaron a life, which is if Trunks can awaken, you know, under 4 life, it's actually pretty devastating for Chris. Let's see what Aaron decides to do here, though. Chris up to 5 energy right now, 2 green, 3 blue. Playing out Super Saiyan Gotenks, a very powerful card right now. This allows him to put pressure on Trunks' leader going into the results turn. Aaron doesn't have any negates or anything, so he might actually end up having just to take this hit, go to 3. I'm sorry, go to 4. I think he might actually be at 5 life, but those Pokemon sleeves look like they're sticking just a little bit. So he's attacking 20,000 into Gohan here. We'll see if he decides to combo. He does. Loses the Gohan. So here's 25,000 to Trunks. Aaron has multiple Senzu Beans, but looks like he's going to take it, go to 3. So he is at 3. So 3 to 3. Super Saiyan Gotenks being a devastating card to play against. Here's Goku. Chris seeing a lot of his Gokus and Boos, which are really powerful in this matchup. Chris looks like he's probably just going to pass a turn with these 2 blue up. Aaron with access to Jiren in hand, though. Extremely powerful in this next turn if he can play it out. Probably playing Results' energy here. Has access to multiple Senzu Bean, multiple Trunks. I think this is going to be a pretty powerful turn for Aaron. If he can remove this Gotenks from field, I'm feeling pretty good of his chances here. He has Jiren, which is double strike. He has a attack from Trunks and attack from the Masked Saiyan. A lot of options in this hand right now. I love the way this deck plays. He's going to play Gohan. I like this a lot because you have Masked Saiyan that remove the Gotenks. You don't have to attack with it with Jiren. So, and again, Gohan's essentially free here. He can attack with Gohan here, play Trunks, play Senzu Bean, and just go right back up and play Jiren even again if he wants this turn. A lot of threats can come down this turn. Draw him with Gohan. Getting Kaba, another powerful card. Powerful Trunks. Goes up to 3, draws a card. He's going to awaken on the combo step to draw 2 more. And probably combo 1 more card here. See what he decides to do here. That's it. Just goes up to 20,000. See what Chris decides to do. Probably going to have to find a way to stop this. Because he doesn't want to go to 2 against this deck, I promise. So there's Gohan. Okay. Takes him to 25. Alright, attacking 15,000 into 15,000 with Trunks. Going to draw a card off the attack. Ooh, gets Time Patrol Trunks. Very powerful card. I still think Masked Saiyan's probably going to be the play here, so he might actually just even combo with this Trunks. So he goes to 20. Again, Aaron trying his heart out here to just knock Chris down to one life. If he does, it's possible that just Masked Saiyan might do the job here. Chris looked like he pitched a Piccolo, drew a card. Aaron trying to calculate how much damage he needs to do here. Now, here comes Masked Saiyan. He's going to kill Gotenks. That does go to the warp. So he's attacking 20,000 into 15,000 here. Double striker. Again, you hate to see that. It's so inefficient, but looks like Chris is just going to negate it. He's going to pass turn here. Aaron definitely has the ability to have a very explosive turn that round, but I guess he decided not to pull the trigger, which I can respect. Though unfortunately, he didn't get the draw off of the combo draw off this the backside of Trunks, which essentially could be devastating. He has Goku and something else in hand, maybe Negate. Looks like he's gonna put Goku on the bottom. Not sure if I agree with that. I actually like the Gokus in this deck a lot. It gives you tons of combo pressure, defense, and then also those cards go back into your drop area, so you can use them for your overwhelm cards. I actually think they're very powerful cards, and honestly, a reason why Chris is still in this game is because he's seen so many Boos and Gokus. There's another Super Saiyan Gotenks. Okay, let's see what Chris wants to do. All right, stacking 15,000 into 15,000 with the Trunks here. We'll see if Aaron decides to protect this. He could with a Sensu Beam, but instead he's just going to let it die. I think that's fine. Again, 20,000 into 15,000 here. Already at 2 energy. Back up to 5. Aaron taking a look at his hand here. Looks like he might be going double Sensu Bean. I like this play a lot. The best thing about this play here is it turns off a lot of the cards in Chris's. If he essentially it buys Aaron another turn, which is sometimes all you need against Soul Striker. It's 25,000 to 25. Aaron just needs to pitch one card here. We'll see if Chris decides a combo. Alright, Chris, the same what he wants to do here. He hasn't had 15,000 attacker, but obviously it's kind of dead right now. Chris taking a look through his graveyard, taking a look through his hand, trying to figure out exactly what he wants to play. Again, with 5 open energy, you have to imagine that there's probably not a very good chance that Aaron can kill him next turn, but we'll see. Another Super Saiyan Gotenks coming out. Putting Chris down to 2 energy. A very aggressive play by Chris. Not sure if it's needed. We'll see what happens here. Aaron's going to play Mighty Mask, which protects him for that attack. Chris getting a couple cards out of Aaron's hand, and honestly, Mighty Mask is a good hit. Alrighty, Aaron surviving that turn very efficiently. It's a Kaba. Needs to figure out what energy he wants to play. Maybe might actually elect to not play an energy at all. Has multiple Gokus in play, multiple Piccolos, 3 Piccolos in hands. Surprised to see the double strike energy coming down. Does have access to a Trunks. Okay, so this is 15,000. Gonna go Piccolo, draw a card, draw 2. So he drew a card off of the attack, 2 cards off of Piccolo, 3 new cards off of that Trunks attack. Just insane value. Very exciting. I love watching this deck be played. All right, airplane. Jiren down this turn. Trying to figure out the right way he wants to do energy here. Alright, so he's attacking 30,000 and 25,000 here. Chris using the negate there to stop that attack. Again, Aaron, not sure if he's able to survive the next turn. A lot of piccolos in hand, though. A lot of cards. Can't quite see Chris's hand at all. Attacking 20,000 the Soul Striker here, trying to knock him down to 1. Use Trunks to draw a card. 30,000 double strike. I think it's okay for Aaron to go a little bit higher here. So he does have access to Kaba at the very least, but Chris is deciding what he wants to do. Again, can see the shadow of his cards. Looks like he has 3, 4, 5, 7 cards in hand. Not a lot of cards in hand. Alright, so there's going to go Sensu Bean. And another Gohan. Looks Chris down to 3 life. I mean Chris is, sorry, I didn't mean 3 life. I meant, makes Chris have 3 Gohans on field. Though Aaron does have access to another Sensu Bean, which was really good against that. He might choose to pass here, but I like the fact he's going for Kaba here. I like it. All right, he's attacking 15,000 into 20,000. Kaba into Soul Striker, going down to 2 life here. He drew another Sensu Bean. No, he actually drew the results, which is a devastating hit. And honestly, one of the reasons why I don't like results in this deck, but you kind of need it as well, so. All right, he's on 20,000. Into the Kaba. Means just a Piccolo. Actually, it's actually 20,000 to 20,000. Actually, any card out of Chris's hand. Though it is important to note that Chris doesn't have a lot of 0 costs left. He's used all his Boos, almost all his Gokus. So he just uses a Piccolo out of his hand. Draws a card. Here comes Trunks. Look at the top 2, see what he gets. $15,000 to 20,000 here. Uses a Piccolo, draws a card. Gets a Goten. Not a terrible draw here. Though I think the Trunks, and it's just going to scoop. Interesting that Aaron just scoops here. Interesting. Anyway, that first game goes to Chris. Again, just very interesting to me that he just decided to scoop. Well, it's very unlikely that he wins. And you have to imagine in top 4 that he wants to try it. Go for it. Play out one of your cards and just all in. I feel like Aaron was maybe just a little too cautious with his combo cards there. While they are, you don't want to combo too much. I think you do have to pressure Soul Striker a little bit because they do have a lot of defensive ability. They have Gohans, they have negates, they have Boos, Gokus. They have so much defensive ability that a lot of the times it's really important to try your best to knock, to make Goku have to use like 2 cards to survive. And then eventually you run him out of cards. And the thing is too, I think it's something that a lot of players forget. I'm going to go to the caster desk here, guys. I think it's something a lot of players forget. Is that a lot of times if you cause Goku to use like multiple cards a turn, so you make him use like 2 cards or even sometimes 3 cards a turn, a lot of times they have to start using their threats to survive. So they'll have to combo their Super Saiyan Gotenks, their Kales, their Gohans, all these cards that you're afraid of, and that actually can make their turns really awkward. And so I think that's something that that our Trunks player needs to try to do going into the next round. I mean, this next game is just really try to put more pressure on his opponent, make him have to combo more cards. I mean, he had tons of cards in hand. That's one thing I always I'm trying to to learn as I'm learning this game, and that is a lot of times I've noticed that I'll die with multiple cards in hand. So I'll die with like 6 cards in hand, or I'll die with 7 cards in hand, and it just feels inefficient. And so I think I need to find a way to use those cards better. And I think that's something that happened with Aaron that game, where he died with like 11 cards in hand, and it's like it's just kind of it feels bad to essentially pass your turn knowing that you can't win. And so if you look at your opponent's board, you see it has 2 double strikers out and all these big cards out. You have to almost be like, okay, well, I might as well try it here, because if I know I can't live defense, then I might as well try to win for the game. I think that Aaron kind of fell into that trap. Now, let's talk a little bit about sideboards here in this game. Soul Striker, I think, gets a lot better against this matchup in the sideboard. So he has the ability to run essentially two big things. He has the ability to run blockers, which are very important, very, very important in this matchup. It's a lot of times hard for Trunks to get through multiple blockers, so it's hard to get through the Gotenks. I'm not Gotenks. Hard for them to get through the Yajirobis, which we've seen this deck run, and Android 16s. Just a lot of blockers. It can be very hard for Aaron to get through those. Another key card that's in this matchup that usually gets sideboarded in is Jocko. Again, another card that's kind of hard for Aaron to get around. Now, what's important to note, though, is Jocko is pretty lackluster against Trunks when they're not going for the win. And so that's why I expect Chris to sideboard in Jocko's. I don't expect him to sideboard anymore in like 2, because you want those during like those last turns, but you don't want them before that. So it looks like our players are getting ready to start. I'm going to get out of the caster mode. You guys don't want to see me. You guys want to see the game. So let's get it over here. So a really, really important thing to realize is that, like we were saying, sorry guys, I had to put my headphones back on. So one of the things we talked about is Jocko's in this matchup, and what's really important is saving those Jocko's for the last turns of the game. So like if Chris has two Jocko's or even 1 Jocko in his hand the turn before or that last turn of the game, it's probably almost impossible for Aaron to win that matchup. It makes Aaron have to do a lot more complicated math, right? He has to calculate in the Jocko's into his attacks, which can be very difficult as well. Now, why the Jocko's are bad early game, though, is you don't want to be bouncing cards back in the Trunks' hand, because remember, he nets a card every time he uses a combo, so you have to be careful what card you bounce back to his hand. So that's kind of the double-edged sword of Jocko, but they're still very powerful in the matchup. Now, going into Aaron's sideboard plan, there's tons of cards that Aaron can sideboard in. You can sideboard in more Gotens, which could be good against the blockers. He also can sideboard in more Mass Saiyans, which are not good against the blockers, but good against Goku. One of the big things that you need to try to do against Goku is either crit or removal. Those are 2 really good types of cards against Soul Striker Goku, and I don't expect Aaron to be sideboarding in a lot of removal since the deck doesn't run that much, but I can see him maybe sideboard in some crits or some cards that will allow him to apply more pressure to Goku and stop giving him so many cards in the early game. All right, so we're off. Aaron decided to go first. Chris playing out that boo. Okay, stacking 10,000 into 10,000. Using Goten to kill a boo. I like that. Very efficient use of Goten. You get to cycle the card and kill a boo, which those boos gave him a lot of trouble last time. So Chris is going to take that. Go to 7. All right, Chris playing out Bulma. Here's that Bulma engine we talked about. I'm not a huge fan of this in Soul Striker. Again, I still think it's a little weak in the mirror match, but I think in this match it's going to be okay. I don't think it's going to be, a bad card. Any of these cheap search cards are always good against any aggro deck. This gives you the ability to run multiple. They give you some early defense and also feed your drop zone for these overwhelm cards, which is very important. Okay, Aaron's going to take that hit, go to 7. Here comes out a Goku. Again, this is something that Aaron needs to find a way to control. He doesn't want all these little value cards that come out, or he's not going to be able to do enough early damage that he wants to do. Or worse, he'll be able to do early damage, but won't be able to finish the game. going to play out another Sensu Bean. Interesting. That card seemed very good. You know, draw a card. It's a free guy in play. Piss is going to take it. Go to 6. Here comes out Mighty Mask. Looks like he's going to just immediately kill it. Doesn't want to attack with it at all. Doesn't want to give his opponent another card. I like that. Goes and gets a Goten and a Trunks. Like it. This Goten's very effective against these zero cost combo cards, or these cheap value cards. All right, pass turn to Chris. Chris is out second green. As a Kel and a Trunks in, going to play out another Goku to draw a card. Eric can get a lot of value off Mass Saiyan if he can find a way to play it. Going to attack 10,000 into 15,000 here. Ready his energy. And it looks like he might be calling combo Boom up to 15. Interesting. The card is essentially free for Aaron, so he doesn't really care if it dies. Chris passing turn. Ooh, another Mass Saiyan. That's actually pretty good for Aaron. He actually could just play Mass Saiyan attack with the Goten he got and get a lot of value from the Mass Saiyan. And taking some time, trying to figure out what he wants to do here. He does need to play an energy for this turn, though. Again, Aaron taking some time. Actually, a kind of cool play he could do. Choosing Trunks' energy. He's gonna wait. Actual pretty cool turn. Pretty cool play he could do is he could play Mass Saiyan. Which I think he's a little short though. I think he's maybe a card short. He could play Mass Saiyan down, kill the 4 cost of Goku's, and then combo with the Mass Saiyan instead of attacking with it. And then that would stop the double strike effect from it, but actually just replace itself. But also, again, Mass Saiyan just really good in this matchup to wait and hold it. I don't think that these Gokus are that big of a threat to stop him from doing it completely. I think if he waits and uses them to kill Gotenks and the bigger cards, it'll be much better for him. But it's a kind of unique play that you can do, that's the thing I love about this Trunks deck. I feel like every time I watch it be played, I learn more and more stuff about all these different plays you can play with it, which are just super cool. All right, so right here he's attacking 10,000 into 10,000. Okay. Aaron taking his time here. Showing what he's doing. He's going to 15, just essentially cycling this Goten. Chris taking some time trying to decide if he wants to stop it or not. I think he's just going to take it and go to 5. Seems like the right play. Okay, and Aaron passes turn. Again, looks like he's just trying to dig for that results so he can awaken next turn. Let's see what happens. Again, after Aaron essentially has one more turn. And then stuff's going to get real. Once Soul Striker gets to 5 energy, there starts to be a lot of pressure. Not out of the realm possibility of Chris just passing here, forcing Aaron to have to attack into his leader and awaken him next turn in order to get any value off combo cards. Again, Chris taking his time. Ooh, draws another Kaba. He can go to 5 with Kaba this turn. Though he would need 2 red, which is pretty easy with the trunks. Still not enough to awaken though. Just be going for a Gohan play. A lot of options in Aaron's hand. He's got to figure out what energy to play. Aaron going to play one of the Kabuzawa's energy and just pass turn. I like that. Aaron essentially forcing his opponent to have to awaken him with results here. Say, I'm not going to attack you. It's up to you to awaken. If he does awaken, in order for him to get that card, draw, he has to attack Trunks. Gives Aaron a card. A very strategic play by Aaron. I like this a lot. Okay, Aaron playing down another blue as energy. And Aaron taking a look at this card. Again, a card that didn't see much play in Richmond at all. I made a board of it in my version. I actually loved the card. Thought the card was extremely powerful. And as it turns out, just got much better with Overwhelm cards. So now you're seeing it in a lot of the Soul Striker lists, which I think is right. I know some people are running 3, some are running 2. I like 2 quite a bit. But still a very powerful card. It's played in energy sometimes more than you would like, but still just a very powerful card. Boo coming down, drawing Chris a card. And he's attacking 28,000 into 10,000. Going to give Aaron a card here. Go to 6. Chris played another Goku. It says so much value off these Gokus. I think he's really trying to bait Mass Saiyan. But I still think Aaron at this point should just hold on to Mass Saiyan. Wait for the first big threat to remove it. Whether it's a Frieza, whether it's a Gotenks. Remember, none of Goku's threats are ever more than 5 energy. And so Mass Saiyan can literally kill anything that Goku plays, which is extremely powerful. It needs to happen. Okay, Aaron plays double strike card down his energy. 2 Mass Saiyans in the hand. Aaron might choose to play 1 now, just to get some value out of them. There they are. They go to the warp.
Dragon Ball Super 1K players, that is time in the round.
All right, attacking 20,000 into 15,000. Mass Saiyan into Goku here. He's playing Goten to kill the other one. Kills all of the cards. Very good. Kills them efficiently too. Again, that's really important, is to kill them efficiently. All right, Chris takes that, goes to 3. Extremely. Again, 3 to 6. Low life again for Chris. Now it's up to Chris to play multiple threats. He has to be able to play multiple threats out here. If he doesn't play, it's honestly kind of difficult for him to play multiple threats. So Aaron with 2 cards in graveyard right now has the ability to get those cards back in the graveyard with Trunks efficiently and kill whatever Chris plays this turn. Again, 6-3. As much as I dislike results in the deck of Trunks, I feel like it is very needed. All right, so here comes out Trunks. 3-cost Trunks. It's time Patrol. Patrolling the time. Coming out. Giving Chris a card in his hand and a card in the bottom of the deck. Which is super powerful. Two blue and a green. Playouts Super Saiyan Gotenks, guys. Here he is. We knew this was coming. Stacking 15,000 into Aaron. I can only imagine Aaron will take this. That way he could play Cobb and Awaken next turn. He's going to take it to 5. I think Aaron will probably try to find some way and use a negate here, it looks like, to stop that. I actually love the sideboard and the negates. I think the gates are great tempo plays. I also like Mafuba's a lot as well, though I don't think it's that great against other decks. I think it's very good against Soul Striker. It's just that tempo play. You want to stop something from ever coming back. It's like a pseudo removal spell, which is pretty cool. Chris looks like he's going to be forced to probably pass turn here with only a Super Saiyan Gotenks on fields, because the Time Patrol Trunks does die at the end. Aaron will then have the potential to play Mass Saiyan and start putting some pressure on him. I like this. I like Aaron's next turn is pretty scary. All right, so Chris is attacking, it looks like 20,000. No, I think he might just refuse to attack here. All right, looks like Aaron took the hit, goes to 4. That forces him not to have to play Kaba next turn, which I think is fine. Goku comes out, draws him a card. I think, again, that's almost all the Gokus in Chris's deck. Chris getting a lot of these Gokus and Boos. Both games, which are very powerful. All right. Passes turn to Aaron. Aaron with a lot of energy. The ability to awaken. Ability to get a lot of cards this turn. He has Piccolos in hand. This is looking pretty good for Aaron. Let's see what he decides to do here. He also has the Sensu Beans in order to survive the next turn, so he actually can have... The Sensu Beans seem to be extremely powerful in this matchup. It allows him to survive attacks or turns that doesn't look like he'll be able to. Aaron playing Kaba down his energy. 7 energy. Here comes Gohan. Love this card. Expect Chris to probably negate this attack to try to stop Aaron from being able to combo. It's a big tempo play here, and maybe a waste of a negate, but I like the idea of just stopping him from comboing. So he's going to draw off the attack. Use the energy to draw another card. All right, and Chris is going to stop that with a Gohan. Now, this is something that Aaron needs to try to avoid happening like last time. He needs to make sure that he combos enough to force Chris to pitch multiple cards. He doesn't want to die with a full grip of cards in hand like he did last game. Chris coming in with, or Aaron coming in with 15 to 15. Gonna draw a card. Still no negate from Chris. Gonna go draw a card. Plays another one, kills 2, goes up to 25. See what Chris decides to do with combos. So Aaron up to 25 to Chris's 15. See what Chris decides to do. Again, 25 is the perfect number. It's where you want to be almost every attack, in my opinion, when you're playing an aggro deck. You just want to try to find ways to efficiently and aggressively get to 25. That forces your opponent to use a Piccolo and something else. So you actually net them a card, or neg them a card. So here's Piccolo. Number 1. See what Chris decides to do from that. He'll play Trunks. Nice, gets there. Actually, Aaron has the ability just to play Mass Sand, kill the threat on the board. Doesn't have to actually go all in this turn. His opponent's board's completely cleared. Attacks 20,000 into 15,000 double strike. Chris is going to negate that, and that's going to be turn. I like it. Aaron just keeps efficiently clearing this board. I love it. Oh, Aaron's going to have to find a way to deal with the... Actually, you know, that's a cool thing about this. I don't think Aaron has to worry too much about the board now. Because I feel like next turn, Aaron has the potential just to put enough pressure on his opponent that he might actually just be able to win. So he actually doesn't have to worry about keep controlling the board after that. Now, if he draws another mass, though, it's possible he could continue to control the board, but I don't think it's necessary. Taking a look through his warp here, just trying to figure out exactly what he wants to, or his opponent's warp. Trying to figure out exactly what his opponent has. Really like the inclusion of counter cards in this matchup. Chris, that Light of Hope Trunks, very frustrating card to play against Soul Striker, because it turns Goku into a 25,000 attacker, which is just extremely frustrating. I'm interested to see if Aaron decides to protect this here. He's not. He's going to let it die. Chris stacking in for 25,000 into Trunks' 15. Looks like this is going to probably knock him to 3 life. But if Aaron's going for a kill next turn, going to 3 life isn't the worst thing. Actually, is if he can go to low life.
Dragon Ball Super, can I have the following players to the front stage? Cody Pratt and Jeff Gearman.
Aaron with no negates in hand. Not sure how many sideboards in, but I actually love that tech. Chris taking his time, trying to figure out what he wants to play. Okay, he's just going to pass turn. Interesting. That's actually huge for Aaron. Now, the big problem here is that, you know, when Soul Striker passes with 6 energy open, it's going to be really hard to kill them, but Aaron can get a lot of cards out of his hand. He can put enough pressure where Chris might not be able to actually put enough pressure on Aaron to stop it. Okay, Aaron's coming down, going 30,000 into Trunks. See if Chris decides to stop this. He's going to negate. It's a negate for really nothing there. Not sure if I agree with that play of Chris, though. Maybe Chris, looking at his hand, feels pretty confident. Again, don't know Chris's hand. Might have multiple negates. All right, so 20,000 into 15 here. Go to 25. Again, such a great number. I love going to 25 when you're attacking 15k cards. Interesting that Aaron's deciding to attack the second attack to Trunks. I agree that... So here's Gohan coming out. That puts him up to 25, but he still needs another card. Which it does look like he pitches it.
Dragon Ball Super players, your parents for the next round for the 1K are going up.
Okay, Aaron taking some time here. Trying to figure out what he wants to play. A lot of energy still open. So he's attacking 15,000 into Gohan. Drawing a card. Draws a Trunks. Good draw. It's a great draw for this turn. It's another free 15,000 attacker, which he can use to pressure Goku. Get some cards out of his opponent's hand. Aaron taking some time. Gonna pass. Interesting. I think he does have 3 cards in drop area. Interesting he doesn't decide to play the Trunks. Though he might just not feel like he gets enough value from the Trunks this turn. He did draw on the gate, which is really good. It's gonna really stop him from dying the next turn. I mean, he can stop a double striker, which is good. I think he's at 3 life from calculations here from what I was looking, but I've been looking back and forth quite a bit, so he might actually just be at 2. We'll see what happens here. Here comes Gohan, which is going to kill the Jiren. He's attacking 15,000 to 15,000 critical. Probably going to force a card out of Aaron's hand here. And there's a Sensu Bean. Okay, here Chris is attacking 25 into 20. Looks like Chris is thinking about... No. I was going to say, it looks like he was just readying his 2 energy. I thought he was thinking about maybe playing another Gohan here to buff it up to 30, but... We'll see. So 25 to 20... It's like Aaron's going to take that. I think go to 2. I could be mistaken. It could be 1. I think the other life is just off frame. Okay, Chris taking his time looking at his deck. Looks like he might have maybe a Frieza in hand. So see, this is 20,000 to 20. And Aaron just auto takes it, goes to 1. Possible that Chris might have like a Frieza or another threat and maybe just try to go all in here. Okay, Aaron's hand looking pretty defensive. Passes turn. So this is going to be the turn that Aaron pulls the trigger. It has to be. There's no other turn that he's going to have enough efficiency to be able to do it. This will be the turn. Gets a result. Good energy here. Aaron kind of hates to see this negate in his hand, but I think everything else is pretty live. So Aaron kind of organizes his energy a little bit better here. And he's going to play out Jiren. 2 blue, 2 red. Attacks 30,000 into Trunks here. If I'm Chris, I just let this die. To me, it's not that important to keep this alive. That's what he's trying to do, is try to get any value out of the front side of Jiren here. And I think it's much better to just not fall for it. Okay, here Aaron's attacking 20,000 into 15,000. I'd like to see Aaron combo at least 1 card here. He's going to go Piccolo, draw 2. So this is 30,000 double strike. Looks like that's it. See what Chris decides to do here. He's going to go Piccolo, 25. And that's 35. So Piccolo Gohan. That's 2 good rips. Probably going to see a free Trunks come down here, unless he's trying to save it for the Mass Saiyan. Aaron's just trying to probably figure out how many methane he has left. So he's going to attack with Trunks, draw a card. Curious to see if Aaron decides to combo something here. I think, again, he should. So he's going to go Piccolo, go up to 25. Chris surely can't take this. Yeah, there's the trunk. So it's going to go up to 30K. Again, Aaron doesn't have to win this turn. If he can just force enough cards out of Chris's hand, I actually think he can survive with the negates. He has one negate in hand, but he can negate the Goku attack and then be pretty good. But with this aggressive Piccolo use, which I think is great. So it looks like Chris comboed off screen possibly, but does stop the attack. Yeah, it looks like maybe 3 cards in Chris's hand. I can't quite see. Just trying to go off the shadow. All right. Aaron trying to figure out what he wants to do. Again, that free Trunks looks pretty good, but then how does he win with a double strike? Oh, wait, no, Chris is actually still waiting to combo. Okay, I see. So he just removed it from the combo here. Okay, I was going to say. Okay, so it was at 30. So there's 35. So here's 35, 2 cards. He gets to go on from that. That's what I'm talking about. If you just keep putting pressure on your Soul Striker opponent, they eventually have to use cards to stay alive. Now, here's the problem, though. Aaron needs to put pressure on this Trunks, but he actually, if he does this right, he actually could trick Chris into taking this damage going to 2, and then possibly Mighty Mask all in. Yeah, so he's at 15. Aaron's going to go Piccolo, draw a card. Draws another Trunks. And he wants to get up to at least 25, but if he goes up to 30, he might trick Chris into just taking this, thinking that he doesn't have enough energy to play a double striker. And then Chris can just play out like Mighty Mask, attack, Champa all in with 0 cost in my hand. Really trying to knock Chris to 2 here. So this is 30,000 to 15,000, putting Chris in a tough spot here. Chris is going to go Piccolo. Jocko bounce the Trunks. So we did know Trunks was a possibility. I mean, that Jocko's was a possibility as a sideboard card. Like I said, very powerful in this stage of the game. Very bad or an early game, though. I still think bouncing this Trunks is obviously the best choice out of the 2 cards, but still very powerful. To get, I mean, pretty unfortunate to give your opponent back that Trunks. Aaron, try to take some time, try to figure out what he wants to do. What could be devastating here, though, is if Aaron plays something out. All right, Aaron playing out Gohan here, attacking. Drawing card.
Yu-Gi-Oh players, we're going to start the team wars now. It's RIW against Zyte.
Again, going to have to combo a little bit here.
Zyte, okay, Zeke against RIW. The first match is going to be Jeff Jones against Zyte.
Aaron trying to take some time to figure out what card he wants to use, but he has to use something. He can't use nothing. And taking his time, checking his graveyard, playing like a Pokemon player, checking out his graveyard, checking his warp zone, making sure he can figure out what he thinks is in his prize, and his life. Just really taking the time here. That Chris looks like that attack got negated. So Chris in a pretty tough spot here. That does have, Aaron in a tough spot here. Does have a negate to stop one attack. The only thing Chris has to do is get one attack through. There's Super Saiyan Gotenks. Okay, Chris stacking 20,000 into 15,000. Drawing a card, see if he decides a combo any here. No negates from Aaron. Chris still with a pretty small hand comparatively. Trying to rely on his... And there's a Trunks. 2 Trunks. Goes up to 25. Again, Aaron deciding to energy both of these 2 Sensu Beans is really hurting him in this situation. If he had the ability to untap energy and strengthen his Trunks play here, he actually might be able to easily survive this turn. We'll see, though. Chris with the Sensu Bean in hand, multiple threats. So here we go, 25,000. This is almost assuredly going to be the negate. Though Aaron might try to bait him here and just say, you know what, no negate. I can probably beat it and then save the negate for another play, but he's going to go for the negate. Another Super Saiyan Gotenks. Draws a negate off of that Super Saiyan Gotenks, it looked like. Definitely not the kind of draw you want to see if you're trying to win the game this turn. Chris again taking his time. Plays out a Boo. Draws a card. So attack for 25,000. Looks like he's planning on going to go all in here. It's just about the only reason why he played this Boo out. He might just be trying to win the game. Looks like Chris might be saying no combo. We'll see. Maybe he's just thinking about it. He has 2 energy open. Yeah. Aaron easily stops it. You're saying that Chris doesn't want to put any more pressure on Aaron than that. Chris stacking from 15 into 15 here. If Chris lets this go, if Chris can pass his turn, I mean, can't kill him this turn, this could be just disastrous for Chris. Aaron dumping another Trunks out of his hand. There's 0-cost combo card. I still feel like Aaron's trying his best to dig for that other masked sand he has in deck. Another double striker would be so powerful here. So here he's going to go up to 25 on this Gohan. So it's like 25-30 here. Chris, with only a few cards in hand, however, those cards being very powerful on the defensive side. Looks like he has a negate and a Jocko. Aaron taking his time. Doesn't want to pitch the wrong cards here. He's going to pitch 2 zeros and a 1K. I mean a 10K. So as that's the Jiren. He does have Mask in hand, guys. That means he has 2 double strikers coming out. And Aaron says, I can't beat it. I can't beat Kale, guys. And a very quick, kind of decisive 2-0 by Chris Abella there of Soul Striker Goku, kind of showing the defensive power of Soul Striker Goku there. Pretty awesome, pretty decisive, like I said. All right, guys, we're going to go over here to the caster desk, tell you guys goodbye, and we'll get into our next match here, guys. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, you know, a pretty straightforward match, and just kind of displays the defensive power of Soul Striker Goku, how a lot of aggro decks kind of struggle getting through, you know, the Gohans, the Negates, the Senzu Beans, the Boos, the Gokus. There's a lot of defensive power there, and if you can't figure out a way to get through it, you know, unfortunately, it's going to take the game over, because a lot of the times the Soul Striker threats are so powerful, you know, power-wise, that they don't have to combo to pressure you, whereas a aggro deck, you do have to combo to pressure. So very interesting, very exciting matchup. And again, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys again for the next match. And remember, guys, go to ultrarealitygames.com and check out the state championship events closest to you. And if you can't make it to those, or if you want to go to both, come see us in North Carolina. We'd love to see you. The entire KitchenTableMeta Pro team is going to be there. PPG is going to be there. We'd love to see you guys. Love to talk to you guys. So come out and see us. And guys, again, thanks for watching. We'll see you for the next round.